You are, not you might be, but you are a innovator. Hi guys, it's Avion Clinton, Miss Queenology. Today I wanted to make a video, my first video as Miss Queenology, about signs that you, my friend, are a innovator. Let me see, what are the signs? Let me see, because I think I'm one of them. What are they? Sign number one, people always copy you. The number one sign that you are an innovator is that you are always being copied. An innovator is a creative or a person who has the ability to sit in their own turmoil, pain, confusion, or even happiness and sit there and come up with some kind of physical, creative business, some kind of physical embodiment of what they have gone through and what they have overcome. Innovators always have a reason for why they are doing what they are doing, because it came from somewhere. That's what an innovator is. So when you are an innovator, you have more of the ability than other people to come up with your own ideas and your own things. With that comes people taking those ideas. Every idea, everything you do will be taken from you consistently until you realize it's just going to happen and you start copywriting stuff. Even then, people still will take from you because you are an innovator. You have a hairstyle, then someone else gets that hairstyle. Sign number two, people steal from you. Someone takes the idea and says that they had it first. They take the idea and they make money off of the idea. They take the idea and they do whatever it takes to make sure that you don't get credit for that idea. That's stealing. People take things professionally and professionalize it first before the innovator even gets to make it professional. They were too busy being an innovator that they didn't even realize that there was people around that were going to take that from them before they even got to cultivate it. You got the copying, then you got that step higher, and that's stealing. Third sign you are an innovator. Did you get bullied? Did people talk trash about you behind your back? Do people still ridicule what you like to do, what you believe in? You are an innovator. It's hard for people to relate to innovators. The human species, they don't know what else to do but to bully because they don't understand themselves. They're not an innovator. The innovator is very unique. They have a different style, or they have a different way of being, or a different way of talking, or they're not necessarily open to experiencing certain things that other people are okay with. They're unique people. The fourth sign is that when you talk to people, they're always trying to correct you. Have you ever had a conversation with people and with everyone and everything you say is always corrected to the point where you just don't like talking to people? Yeah, you might be an innovator. The reason people are always correcting innovators is because they don't have that ability, that deep awareness, or they don't think as deep as the innovator. So they just think that the innovator is just wrong and they feel like they have to correct the innovator. So that can make an innovator feel like they're ignorant or stupid because everyone is always correcting them. But in our reality, what's happening is, as an innovator, you do not have the average mindset as average people or people in general. You just don't think like them. So it can be hard to have a casual conversation with people because people will always feel like they have to correct you. They're trying to have a conversation with you and they don't understand what you're saying. So what they're going to do is correct you so that they can further the conversation rather than allow themselves to be confused and ask, what do you mean by that? Like, as an innovator, everything you say, people are always just trying to correct you because it wasn't an average thing. So you end up getting aggravated talking to people. So you probably end up not talking to people. Okay, you are not misunderstood. You are a leader.
The fifth sign you are an innovator is that you get depressed easily. Innovators, we think very differently, once again, like everybody, and that can cause you to think yourself into a deep web of depression. And that's why it hurts so bad when people copy you and steal from your craft or your ideas, because it came from depression. It came from that being to yourself because you feel like people don't understand you, time periods, you know? But anyways, you get depressed easily because you think so in depth. In fact, a lot of innovators will do very well in psychology. Almost every psychologist are now in our psychology books as theorists. Those are innovators. Those are people that had the ability to sit back while everyone is living life, and they kind of detach from life and they see things from a different perspective. They analyze little things that most people might find weird, and that's what triggers loneliness, and that's what triggers depression. The sixth sign, you don't have a lot of friends, because the more friends you have, the more criticism you're exposed to, the more people you'll realize that don't understand you, which can cause you to have more depression. You actually realize you're better alone, probably enjoy family, and then can't wait to get away from them too, because they don't understand you as much either.
At this moment, it got personal.
You like to be to yourself so you can really cultivate, write down, and understand your mental processes, because that is what creates the innovative ideas and the great things that come from being an innovator. You don't have a lot of friends because they really can ruin that whole process. An innovator is like a leader, and it's hard for leaders to have friends because they need a lot of time alone. True leaders. You have leaders that are leaders based off of popularity, societal standards. It has everything to do with finding confidence and telling people what to do, being the ringleader of a group. Innovators are nothing like that. Innovators are like literally leaders, because what they say, people will do, will repeat, will criticize. Like, their words have power to the point where it will always bring back something huge, either bad or good. Innovators are people that don't need a group to be a leader. They are leaders in their own essence. The crazy thing is, it has nothing to do with the fact that you can't get friends. As an innovator and you don't have friends, another thing that you realize is that you can have as many friends as you want, but you choose not to experience people, knowing that people are bullies, people are criticizers, people are gossipers. People do a lot of things that don't feed that innovative brain. An innovative brain, it can't thrive in such environments that humans birth, because their innovative thinking gets brought down to such a low level that requires understanding like nothingness. And innovators like to understand deep and broad topics. They're not trying to get stuck in the opposite kind of leader people bring to their life, which is full of drama, full of gossip, full of criticizing people. Like, innovators most likely are not criticizers, because they are very deep thinkers, and they're able to think so deep to the point where they can digest the root of criticism to the point where they're not criticizers and they're not gossipers, because they have the ability to digest the reality of those traits to the point where they don't find interest in participating in them. And sadly, this world doesn't teach people how to be friends. Why spend time trying to understand this when I can think about this? So as an innovator, that's why you might not have friends, just to let you know. The seventh sign, it's very hard for you to work for people. You feel like you're in a cage, and like working for people, you're trapped in a cage, and you're a bird or an animal or a human, and you're just in that cage. You want to get out so bad, and it's like life becomes so depressing. It's kind of like having bad friends. What's going on is you're being forced to be in a place rather than being in your own space, creating your own work. Like, innovators are supposed to be the managers. Their ideas can make them a lot of money. It can make them a business, a unique business at that, because they are innovators and they are not copycatters, and they create their own ideas based off of their own experiences. So working for people can cut that innovative process off. The 8th sign you might be innovator, you get overwhelmed very easily because there's so much that you want to do. You think so deeply that you want to do so many things to the point where you don't do anything. And you feel like the world is crashing down, which turns into anxiety or just all these other emotions because you want to do so much. You just don't know where to start. You're more of the one to sit in your room for like years just to cultivate an idea. And then you have people who aren't innovators but are really good at publishing and getting the groundwork done. Those kinds of people are people that steal from innovators. But that period of being overwhelmed is when people take your stuff and steal it and cultivate it before you do. The 9th sign that you are an innovator, you always get distracted. Innovators have such a powerful purpose on this planet that there's always going to be distractions sent left and right to keep them from running. It's definitely attached to spiritual warfare. But we're not going to preach today. A lot of distractions are sent your way because you have the ability to sit and influence yourself and not be influenced by others. You know how to detach from reality and come up with your own ideas. That's dangerous. A whole bunch of random stuff will happen because as an innovator, there is something that you will do on this planet. The second you know that, things get bad, tricky in the spiritual realm because you can break curses. Are you always being distracted from doing what you are meant to do? You are, not you might be, but you are a innovator. But what I want to tell you as an innovator is to really sit down. Write down all of your ideas. Don't tell anybody anything. Do not talk. Talk to nobody. Do not put your idea out until it's copywritten and it is solidified as yours. Because you are an innovator. You will help this world. So what is it that you want to start with? You have to focus on one thing at a time, and that's what's going to stop you from being overwhelmed. That's what's going to stop you from being depressed. That's what's going to stop you from getting distracted with fake friends. That's what's going to stop you from feeling sad because somebody took your material. It doesn't matter because you're an innovator. You can remix that idea anyways because you're the creator. So you can come up with more. You can turn that last idea into something that you never even thought you could do because you're an innovator. Do whatever it takes every day to start so that you can finish it, so that you can own it, and then you can go to the next one and you can own that. Then go to the next one and own that. And then go to the next one and own that. Now you own 4 different projects, 4 different ideas. You an innovator. You're going to be ready for the 5th one. And then you're going to just keep innovating. But you can't innovate everything at the same time because you're going to end up not accomplishing anything but getting your material stolen from you. And that is what you don't want because that makes you crazy. Trust me, I know. My material was stolen from me, so I stopped writing. Don't talk about it. Be about that action. Go get your dreams done because you are an innovator. We need less copycatters and less thieves, and we need more original people. Go get your dreams accomplished. Miss QUEENOLOGY, don't forget to check out my podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. I have 1.8 thousand followers and I really genuinely appreciate it. I love you guys. Miss QUEENOLOGY here, Avion Clinton, the owner. Go ahead. Come here.